Hey folks, here we go, 10 minutes with shoulder movements, just to free up the arms and the shoulder girdle and a little bit into the neck. So settle yourself down and just rest your arms by your sides, and as we take 10 seconds or so in the settling, perhaps do so with an appreciation for yourself for taking this 10 minutes. 10 minutes in movement. Just feeling the back of the body in contact with the ground beneath you. And noticing how the shoulders are today. You know, what's the sense of the shoulders? What's the sense of fatigue? Maybe a little discomfort or tenderness, restriction. If the neck is uncomfortable, you can always raise the head a little on a folded blanket or a pillow. So we're going to begin this little sequence with a posterior-anterior shift, anterior-posterior shift. And the way that we do that is you just stay in your resting position with your arms beside you on the floor, palms turned down. And then when you're ready, you press one shoulder blade into the floor and you lift the other shoulder blade away from the floor. And then you release and then you swap sides. So one shoulder blade is pressing down and one is lifting up. So this movement creates a diagonal pattern across the shoulder girdle that mimics walking. That's it, so just gently going from one side to the other. Noticing as you do go from one side to the other, what's the ripple that you might feel down the spine and into the sacral area. Be sure not to be driving the back of the head into the floor. That's it, just a couple more movements. Noticing how it feels on each individual side as you go to the posterior movement, that's the pressing down into the floor. The anterior movement is the drawing the shoulder blade away from the floor. And then just leave off and let both shoulder blades be heavy on the floor, so you experience the full weight of the shoulder girdle and the back of the rib cage resting down and noticing how that feels. And then from there, just slide your arms out. So you now have your arms straight out from your shoulders, making a T shape with your body and your arms. Legs are still extended. If there's any discomfort in the lower back, of course, bend the knees, ground the feet. And then just make a loose fist with one hand. And then when you're ready, just slowly, that loose fist hand, just slowly externally rotate that arm. So you're spinning the arm outwards, as if the palm of the hand were turning towards the wall above the crown of your head. Maybe even the palm of the hand comes onto the floor. And then you release. And then roll all the way forward like an internal movement. That's it, inner rotation, internal spiral. And you're just going to keep the fist in that loose hand as you roll externally and internally. You could think of your knuckles in that loose fist as being like, you know, a sort of very wobbly wheel, and you're just rotating, sort of spiraling, we could say, externally, and then internally. That's it. Good. Give that arm a little rest, and then come on to the second side. Again, make that loose fist. Think of the fist as a bumpy wheel, and then when you're ready, take an external spiral. That's it. And then slowly into the internal spiral. Noticing what happens to the shoulder and the shoulder blade as you go, as you're just moving slowly. That's it. Good. When you feel ready to, we can move both arms together. So how about we do that now? We take an external spiral, both arms externally rotating. You can really perhaps feel that into the middle back, into the connective tissue around the shoulder blades themselves, taking that internal spiral, feeling the sheathing of the arm. That's it, no forcing, no pulling, as you just gently roll back and forth. And then you could try a different hand position, so just let the fingers be open now and extended, so that you start with the palms of the hands towards the ceiling, and as we go in the external rotation, it's like you come onto the head of the thumb, as if the palm of the hand is rolling towards the floor, maybe touching the floor. As you come into the internal spiral, you roll back over the knuckles. You then fold the little finger edge of the hand towards the floor. That's it, bring the palm of the hand onto the floor. And then perhaps turn again. So the palm of the hand is moving in the direction or facing towards the wall above the crown of your head. Good. And then we could change it up again so that we could have one arm internally rotating and one arm externally rotating. And then what we could do is you could just look to the externally rotating arm as you move from one side to the other. The head just, you're not lifting the head, you're just rolling across the back of the cranium. That's it. So the eyes are moving across the midline. That's it. So benefit to the vagus nerve with this eye movement. And you could go on with this movement for quite a while longer if it felt good to you, but for the purpose of this short practice, then just bringing the knuckle side of the hand to rest on the floor, palms are upward turn. And let's just take 5 seconds sensing in to the sensation in the arms. And then bending the knees, bringing the soles of the feet onto the floor. And we're just moving to a little spinal undulation. And in that spinal undulation, as you inhale, invite the lower back to arch, chin to move towards the chest. And as you exhale, feel the lower back gently pressing into the floor, tailbone peeling away from the floor. Let the chin extend a little, cervical spine shortens, neck spine shortens. And then we roll back, chin to chest, tailbone towards the floor, belly gets wide. And just go with your own rhythm. Exhaling as the belly narrows, inhaling as the belly swells and expands. Good, gentle rocking, sacrum and cranium. And then we we could from there add the arms into the movement as well. So with the arm movement, we're going to inhale, and as you inhale and the lower back arches and the chin drops to the chest, you can hear my voice change a little bit as I drop my chin to my chest. You take the arms in that external spiral. So you're rolling the palms of the hands towards the ceiling. You're rolling the palms of the hands towards the wall above the crown of your head, and maybe bringing the palms of the hands towards the floor as you spiral over the thumb. And then as you exhale, lower back lengthens, throat opens somewhat, then you spiral the arms the other way, you go onto the inner spiral. Good. And you can just move between those two positions. Just watch out for the tendency for the arms to creep up so they end up higher than the shoulders. That's something I have to check in with really regularly in my own practice. That's it. So we have the spine undulating and this spiral movement through the arms, the sheath of the arms. Good. This spiral movement through the sheath of the arms is really quite an intermediate movement. So if it feels really challenging for you, go back and practice the shoulder and neck soother 1 and 2 for a while before you work into this one, or do the first 2 practices prior to this final 10 minutes. And you can go on for as long as you wish, but we're going to bring the arms to rest by the sides of the body and just notice into the sense of the sheath of the forearms, wrists, palms of the hands, fingers, thumbs. Maybe there's a little swooshing or warmth or tingling. Whatever there is to feel and sense. You can give your fingers a little wriggle and gently roll over onto your side and press yourself up to sitting, and that's your practice finished.